guys, welcome to the Altcoin Ignition YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to have a talk about current market sentiment and we're going to have a look at the Bitcoin chart. And I'm going to tell you what I think is in store in the near future. So if you like the sound of that, stick around. But first, all I ask in return for the content is that you like the video, subscribe to the channel with notifications on. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get into it. So you might have noticed, if you follow a lot of influencers, that everyone seems to be calling for $300,000, $400,000 Bitcoin, even $700,000, $800,000 Bitcoin, and really high prices on Ethereum as well. Everybody seems to be really bullish right now. And what I've found in my experience is that when everybody gets really bullish, often it is followed by a market correction. Now, there's a lot of reasons for this, but if you really think about it, how often is everybody correct when it comes to Bitcoin? Most people lose money trading Bitcoin, right? So the majority of people are usually wrong. So generally, when the majority of people are all pointing one way, the market does the opposite. And one of the reasons for that is simply that when you get too many people on one side of the boat, it doesn't take too many people to shift to the other side of the boat to tip the boat over. So what that means is basically if everybody's long, then it doesn't take too many people to go short to push the price down because there's nobody left to go long. Okay, in order for the price to keep moving up, you need to have new buyers coming in constantly pushing the price up. Okay, but when everybody's already long, everybody's already bought, right? It doesn't take too many people to decide to sell to push the price down and hit people's stop losses and send the market into a correction. So at the moment, everybody's getting really bullish and it's making me a little bit uncomfortable. So if I look at the Bitcoin chart here, okay, we've got two distinct patterns playing out. Okay, the first one is this ascending triangle that's playing out here. And we may well see this break to the upside because they normally do in bull markets. But we've also got this rising wedge playing out here if you zoom out and have a look at the bigger picture. Okay, now these usually have a 5-wave structure. Okay, and it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll say 5 might be up around here. Okay, now this level I've got marked through here. Okay, these are the Fibonacci levels that I use. Okay, the negative 0.13 level is what I call the fake out level. Okay, so quite often we break the most recent high and we get rejected by the fake out level. Okay, so that would tie in pretty closely with the top of this wedge here, okay, because quite often you get a wick above the fake out level before it closes below and it falls back down. So what I think is most likely to happen here is that we're going to possibly come back down to here, okay, we may come up down to here for another test, and then we proceed up to the top of the rising wedge, and then a correction down to the 618 at about 50,000. Obviously, it's a really exact prediction. It might not play out exactly like that, but I think that we are due for a correction after a push up. So we might see a new all-time high for Bitcoin. We might see alts really rally, especially if Bitcoin sort of gets up there and then consolidates for a while, gives alts a chance to rally. Okay, but you've got to remember that we've got institutions now that have been putting millions and in some cases billions of dollars into Bitcoin. And when it gets up around there, they're going to be in a lot of profit. And these are institutions that are typically, after 5, 7, 10%, if they get 20% out of a year, that's amazing. Okay, and these are going to be really big gains for these institutions, and they've got clients that are going to be expecting them to take profits. So am I telling everyone to sell all their Bitcoin and go to cash or stablecoins? Not at all. It's not financial advice, but what I like to do is I always make sure I'm taking little bits of profit off the top of my investments as they mature, and that way I always have something on hand to buy dips. And when life-changing money comes along, you better believe I'm taking some of that off the table. Because we can do technical analysis, we can analyze market sentiment, and we can look at on-chain data, but we can't predict world events, and anything can happen at any time that could end this bull market overnight. So while I remain bullish in the long term, I prepare for the worst and hope for the best. I've had the experience of not taking profits in the last bull market and listening to people who told me what I wanted to hear. And we can always convince ourselves that we're going to make more money. And that's what most people do. That is why most people end up wrecked by the markets. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you agree? Do you think I'm all shit? And do you want to see more market analysis? But that's all for me. I'll see you in the next video, guys.